Good afternoon and welcome to BJC Halacha A number 1874. Halacha that keeps the Yetzer Hara away, dedicated in loving memory of Daniela Bas Sfir Neshama Shabbaliyah, and also for the safety of Klal Yisrael. We really need it. We need to daven. We need to pray. We also need to try to do a little more. Speaking for myself too. Just push ourselves in our spirituality to do a little bit more for the merit of the safety of the Jewish people in Israel and for the destruction of our enemies, especially Iran. Okay, here we go. We're continuing with the laws of Yom Tov. The string that is tied around the feet of fowl to prevent them from moving during slaughter may be cut or burned after the slaughter. Says the footnote, although cutting a string to a specific size is prohibited, cutting it simply to remove it is permitted here. Okay. It is also permitted to sew up stuffed fowl. However, one must be careful to insert the thread and the needle before Yom Tov. And if one did not insert it before Yom Tov, he is prohibited to insert it on Yom Tov. After one has sewn it, he is permitted to burn off the remaining thread. Let's get this a lot of information over here. Let's see why to the footnotes. So, inserting a thread into a needle does not in itself violate any biblical prohibition, but the sages recognized that if one was to do this, he might first cut the thread. Since this cutting is the final step in preparing the thread for use, it is prohibited under the malacha, the prohibition of makab patish, striking the final blow. The sages therefore prohibited even inserting a pre-cut thread into a needle on Yom Tov. Then we said that after one has sewn it, he's permitted to burn off the remaining thread. Let's see. Here, since one has no immediate need for the remaining thread, cutting or burning it off does not prepare it for any use and is not considered a malacha. Under the letter of the law, one is permitted even to cut off the extra thread. However, it is customary not to cut it, but to burn it off. This pertains to the leftover thread after the sewing. Before the sewing, when removing the excess prepares a properly sized thread for use, even burning off the excess is prohibited. Okay, that was a doozy, but hopefully we got it. Thanks for listening to sponsor a future halacha, $36, $100 for the gold. Have a great day.